uh, getting started for the day. So it's about 6:20 right now. I need to log in by 6:30. Work from home. Oh, you can't see me. Work from home. So let's get ready. So it's like I've always had a beer like this. For the very first time, I'm gonna be trying a French beer. Let's see how that's gonna be. I don't really want to change, but again, a change is always good. Let's see how that's gonna go. Sir, Alexa, turn on the light. Yes, so finally getting started with work. I'm just gonna go for the next 10 hours. Oh yeah, I have a new makeover when it comes to my beard. Well, this is not exactly what I was looking for, but again, yeah, something different. Well, all I'm trying to do right now is okay, I'm working and I'm trying to learn as much as possible about video editing with iMovie because that is the only thing that I have right now. You guys, what's up? Today we are going to be preparing yummy, delicious food. One of my favorite food actually. It's super hard to make, but again, for you guys, I'm going to be making it. This is the boiled egg. You're right. So there are 4 boiled eggs with a vessel filled with water. I'm just heating it with electric stove. And this came from here, so it was inside this. I just opened it and then I put it here, and then I'm heating it right now so that it gets to optimum temperature. So you just have to keep an eye in here and make sure that things are going really well so that you don't make the egg hatch and then there's a hen that's gonna come out. So you need to make sure that the optimal temperature is maintained so that a boiled egg doesn't become a chicken biryani. Alright, that's completed. My mom is getting some really special handmade onion fry. So I'm just going to be chopping this into pieces, put it into that and make a sandwich. I know I made it look like really the toughest food that you could ever make, but again, I was just making fun, guys. This is one of the food that I love to eat and it's very simple. So it's all amazing, cloudy. Well, in the morning it was actually a little bit drizzling, but right now it's just perfect. I just love this kind of weather. So this is the spot where I usually come and hang out. Always me alone, I just come here, sit for some time, relax. When I say some time, probably 2 or 3 hours. My shoes. I actually have 2 pairs. These are my road bike shoes with the cleats. But right now I don't. I mean, I have removed my road bike pedals. In that case, I have the MTB pedals, for which this is the shoe I'm supposed to use, because this is the one that's gonna be fitting there. That'll be for the road bike. To show you the pedals, there is a road bike pedal, which I use if in case I'm going on a long ride where I don't have to get off and on pretty often, or I don't have to walk around pretty often.
Well, again, if you would see, the seat is actually solid carbon fiber, due to which I cannot ride it without a riding pants. There you go. So this footage is actually from my SJ cam, which I had bought for my motovlogging setup. Oops, sorry about that. So this is actually for my motovlogging setup. I had bought this, but right now, of course, this is something that's multi-purpose. So I'm just using this right now to capture my bike ride. Let's see how that's gonna go. Now right here we go. This is how. Just give me one moment. Let me check if the camera is recording. I just had to check that because it doesn't become an ultimate epic fail. I usually record with my phone, but that day I realized I didn't get my 3.5mm jack. So now I'm just turning on the Strava. So this is an amazing app which I usually use so that I'll be able to track my progress when it comes to mountain biking. So it counts everything, like my average speed and the distance that I had covered, and it also gives me an idea. Okay, I'm just checking the microphone. So it also gives me an idea of how exactly I was performing in the past. So in that way, yes, it gives me a rough figure whether I'm actually progressing, or as always, I'm getting a little lazy. Alright, let's get this going. So again guys, just like mentioned, this is not a footage that was captured right now. This was a footage that was taken before the pandemic, I mean before the lockdown and everything. Yeah, the COVID was still there, but still the lockdown was not there. And yes, early in the morning, it was something that I wanted to go from a very long time. I was not going on a regular basis because understanding the current situation, I didn't go. But again, like once in a while, yes, I used to head out for a bike ride to keep myself away from being lazy, which I am even after doing this. There you go. The kid is trying to overtake me. Anyways, this is a beautiful park actually. So I love to travel this route. And after this, I'm gonna take the outer ring road, and from there, it's gonna be the usual ride. Alright, so we just reached the outer ring road. I'm taking the service lane here because that is where bikers are recommended to be, so that you are safe, because in Bangalore we don't have a dedicated cycling lane everywhere. Yeah, I've heard that there are cycling lanes around the outer ring road. I'm not really sure because I haven't seen any. Yes, I've also seen it on the news, but I couldn't find it. They also mentioned that there are bike racks that's been installed on BMTCs. I haven't seen that as well. But again, giving you a glimpse of which bike I'm actually riding. This is the Triban 100, which is from Decathlon. Amazing bike, made of proper aluminium, pretty light. The only advantage is the gearing system in this. It's pretty old school. That is, you have to lift your hand each and every time you want to change the gears. They did have another model which is Triban 120 RC, but again, that cost almost double of what this particular model actually costs. So I thought, like, for the kind of usage that I do, I would say this is adequate because I'm not a hardcore biker. Roughly about 20 or 30 kilometers max on a day is what I usually ride. So I thought this is more than enough for me, so that I don't have to invest additional amount. Because if you see overall, I have spent close to the same cost of the RC 120 because I had to purchase the aftermarket seat, which is made of solid carbon fiber, and then I had to get a biking pedals, and then biking shorts. So there's a lot of investment after this, so that your ride is much more pleasant. But again, it's not something that is 100% required. But again, you want to have a good experience. At least a basic setup is something that is recommended though. So now we are slowly heading towards one of the toughest climb. At least for me, it's not for everyone. So this climb is near Kasturi Nagar. If you'd see, it's not like a very what do you call that? It's not an uphill that's too straight. I don't know the right word to use, but again, it inclines in a very steady way, so that it definitely tires you, because the incline it keeps going at least for probably a kilometer. Well, for me physically, it is a little hard though. I'm not really sure it's the same for everyone. Even with the gears, even with the 7 gear that I have on this bike, yes, I just have 7 gear on a road bike, but still, that's how it is. But this is the usual route that I take because it's always off traffic and the roads are kind of okay. But only, I guess, the day that is today, where you could see, I mean, like after I went a little further, I just realized that the road is closed. The service road is no more. So I have to take the outer ring road, which I would never do at all, but I had to do, because outer ring road, riding on a bike on outer ring road is always scary, where the vehicles, heavy vehicles, cars, bikes come on a fast pace, and sometimes, yes, there are certain people who would overtake even on the left side. So this is something that I would not recommend at all. But again, that's how it is. Alright, one thing that I want you guys to keep in mind is while you're riding on the outer ring road, always make sure that you're on the extreme left. Always keep your tail lights on if you have any. And if in case you're changing lanes, there might be a bike that's in between or something as such, always make sure that you take or come towards the right a little earlier itself. Look around before you take a right, because you come towards the right lane suddenly, it's pretty obvious that people behind you are actually coming at a fast pace, and that is something that they haven't expected at all. So always recommend you to be super vigilant, super cautious, at least while you're on the outer road on a bike, because the visibility is very low for bike. So yeah, it's always wise to be super cautious about what exactly you're doing on the roads.
Well, there you go. Just a small ride, actually, not a big one. Just wanted to check how exactly the bike is performing, and to make sure the tire pressure, the chain, everything is fine. And yeah, I have the other things recording on my SJ cam. Just checking that as well. Let's see how that's gonna go.